Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something absolutely fundamental in UK finance, treating customers fairly. TCF.
That's right. It's a standard, been around since the mid-2000s, but honestly, it's still the bedrock, the ethical blueprint.
And understanding it, really understanding it, is key for anyone in the industry, isn't it? It's not just about ticking boxes.
Not at all. It's about professionalism, ethics, conduct.
Yeah.
It's basic, but essential.
Absolutely. And TCF, well, it didn't just appear out of nowhere, did it? It came from the old FSA, the Financial Services Authority.
A direct response to some pretty poor behavior back then.
Yeah, things like widespread mis-selling, fees hidden away in the small print, products that were just bafflingly complex. It really damaged trust.
Exactly. So TCF was brought in to try and fix that, to rebuild consumer confidence systematically. And it's built around outcomes, what actually happens to the customer.
Which is precisely what we want to unpack today. Our mission is a practical look at TCF in action. What does it mean day to day?
At its heart, it's about putting the customer right at the center, always.
And the FCA breaks that down into 6 key consumer outcomes.
That's the core framework. And they all link together. It's continuous, it sets the ethical baseline.
And it's the foundation for trust, long-term trust.
Absolutely. And frankly, if you don't get TCF right, you've got no chance of meeting the newer standards, like the consumer duty. TCF is the starting point.
Okay, let's dive in. Outcome 1 feels like the most foundational one. It's about culture.
Yes. Outcome 1 says consumers need to be confident that treating customers fairly is absolutely central to the firm's culture.
So it's not just a slogan on the wall.
Definitely not. This is where TCF gets serious about governance. Fairness can't be a nice to have. It has to be demonstrably baked into how the firm operates.
From the top down.
From the very top. Senior management have to visibly prioritize fair outcomes, even over quick profits. If the bosses are only pushing sales targets, well, the culture's broken from the start. The other outcomes won't stand up.
But that sounds a bit woolly. How does a firm actually prove its culture is fair?
Well, it's measured through actions and accountability. You look at the evidence. Does the management information, the MI, show leaders are looking at conduct risk? Are there proper whistleblowing channels that actually work?
Right.
It's not about having the policy, it's showing it's alive. That ethical behavior is genuinely expected and, frankly, enforced from the board right down to the front line.
Okay, so culture first. Assuming that's in place, you need the right products. Which brings us neatly to outcome 2. Suitability and targeting.
Outcome 2 is about making sure products and services are designed for specific, identified customer groups and then targeted properly at them.
So this links into those PROD rules, the product governance rules.
Directly. It's quite technical, this one. It means the manufacturer, the product provider, has responsibilities before the product even gets near an advisor.
So it's not just the advisor checking suitability later on.
Yeah.
The product itself has to be fundamentally appropriate for its intended audience right from the drawing board.
Exactly that. It stops firms creating, say, super complex or high-risk things and then just flogging them to people who won't understand them or can't afford the potential losses. The product has to fit the people it's aimed at.
Got it. And once you have that suitable product, you need to explain it. Outcome 3, clear information.
Yes. Consumers have to get clear information, and that's before, during, and after the point of sale.
So ongoing clarity.
Crucial. They need to understand the features, all the costs, no hidden charges, and the risks. And that understanding needs to stick. You can't just hand over a thick jargon-filled document and think, job done.
That's a challenge, though, isn't it? For advisors listening, how do you actually measure understanding? It's not just about getting a signature.
It's tricky. Good firms use different methods. They might look at feedback, maybe do follow-up calls or surveys to check recall of key information. They analyze complaints too.
Okay.
If you suddenly get a load of complaints about one particular product feature, that's a big red flag. It suggests the information given under Outcome 3 probably wasn't clear enough in the first place.
Okay, so product is suitable. Outcome 2. The information is clear. Outcome 3. Now we get to the actual advice. Outcome 4. Suitable advice.
Right. This is about the quality of the recommendation itself. The advice must be suitable for that specific client and reflect their documented circumstances accurately.
This sounds like the core suitability requirements advisors live and breathe every day.
It is. The recommendation has to line up perfectly with the client's stated goals, their risk appetite, their financial situation, all documented.
And the key thing here is that the advice must be driven by the client's needs, Not by, say, which product pays the highest commission or helps meet a sales target.
Absolutely not. Client interests first. Full stop.
And after the advice comes outcome 5, which is about performance and service expectations.
Yes, this one says products should perform as consumers were led to expect, and the service that comes with them needs to be of an acceptable standard.
Basically, no unpleasant surprises, no bait and switch.
Precisely. If you promise top-notch customer support or quick access to money or efficient admin, you have to actually deliver it.
Okay, but let me push back slightly here. Outcome 5 says the product must perform as expected. Markets go up and down. How can the FCA enforce performance when investment returns aren't guaranteed?
Good question. That's the crucial distinction. Outcome 5 isn't about guaranteeing investment returns. No one can do that. It's about the product's features and the service wrapper performing as advertised.
Okay.
So if the firm promised, say, you could withdraw money within 48 hours, and suddenly it starts taking 3 weeks, that's a failure under Outcome 5. Or if the fee structure changes without proper warning, it's about the delivery mechanism and the service standard, not the underlying market performance.
Right, that makes sense. It's about delivering on the operational promises, which leads us to the final piece. What happens after the sale? Outcome 6, no unreasonable barriers.
This one tackles post-sale problems. It says consumers shouldn't face unreasonable barriers if they want to change something, switch provider, make a claim, or complain.
This is about avoiding those sludge practices we sometimes hear about.
Exactly that. Some firms used to make it incredibly difficult to leave or get compensation. Mountains of paperwork, endless delays, unfair exit fees. TCF says no. Those processes have to be easy, clear, and fair.
So a firm could have a slick, easy online application process, but if canceling is deliberately made painful and difficult.
They're breaching Outcome 6, absolutely. The whole customer journey from start to finish, including the exit, has to be fair. Treat departing customers as fairly as new ones, and handle complaints properly, quickly, openly, fairly.
So we've got the 6 outcomes, but just knowing them isn't enough, is it? It has to be genuinely embedded. The source material really stresses it's about attitude and accountability, way beyond just having policies written down.
And that's often the hardest part for firms, especially getting the reward structures right.
How so?
Well, reward systems have to actively support good customer outcomes, not just hitting sales numbers. If advisors get big bonuses mainly for shifting the product with the highest margin, regardless of perfect suitability, well, that incentive structure is fundamentally broken from a TCF perspective.
So firms need to show that bonuses, promotions, they're linked to quality, like positive client feedback or good audit results on advice suitability.
Precisely, not just the financial bottom line.
So for our listeners, the professionals out there, what does this mean in their day-to-day work? What are the absolute must-dos?
It means being relentlessly client-focused, using simple, clear language, ditch the jargon, actively listening, and really importantly, checking understanding. Don't just assume they've got it.
Documentation.
Crucial. Documenting every step isn't just admin, it's your proof that you met that standard of care TCF demands.
And we should definitely mention vulnerable clients here too. There's a specific requirement for extra care, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely vital. TCF requires firms pay extra attention when a client might be vulnerable. That could be due to age, health issues, disability, or maybe difficult life events like a bereavement or losing a job.
Because they might struggle with complex information.
Exactly. Or struggle to understand the long-term consequences of decisions. Firms need to adapt how they communicate, maybe offer extra support, to make sure these clients are treated just as fairly. It might take more time, more effort, but it's non-negotiable.
And firms need to prove they're doing all this. The FCA expects solid management information, right? Evidence.
You need proof. Firms have to collect proper evidence. Things like client feedback analysis, digging into the root causes of complaints, quality checks on advice files, internal audits, even results from mystery shopping exercises.
It's not passive then. You have to use that data.
Proactively. Use it to spot weaknesses before the regulator finds them.
And when things go wrong, when firms breach TCF, what are the common pitfalls?
Often it falls into areas we've discussed. Fees not being clear or being hidden, that's outcome 3. Recommending products that are too risky or complex for the client, outcomes 2 and 4. Or making it a nightmare to switch, claim, or complain, that's outcome 6.
And all that just damages trust, doesn't it, across the whole industry?
It really does. Which brings us right up to date, connecting TCF to the newer consumer duty that came in during 2023.
How do they fit together? Does the duty replace TCF?
Not replace, build upon.
No.
Think of TCF as the essential foundation, the ethical spine. It defines what fair looks like through those 6 outcomes. The consumer duty takes it a step further, raises the standard.
In what way?
Well, TCF essentially required firms not to treat customers unfairly. The duty demands more. Firms must proactively act to deliver good outcomes for customers and demonstrate they're doing it.
So it's a shift from avoiding bad practice to actively pursuing good.
Exactly. All those TCF controls, suitability checks, clear comms, fair processes, they are now the essential tools you must use effectively to meet the higher bar set by the consumer duty.
So TCF isn't just regulatory history. It's very much alive and kicking as the basis for current standards. It's a whole philosophy, really.
It is. Balancing commercial reality with doing the right thing, it underpins a sustainable business model.
And the ultimate payoff for getting this right.
It's reputation. Simple as that. The trust you build by consistently treating customers fairly, ethically, that's invaluable. It's the most important currency any firm or advisor has.
Lose that trust, and the business itself is fundamentally damaged. A powerful thought to end on. Maybe the best business reason for compliance is simply protecting your reputation.